Hey everybody, I'm Sailor Sasquatch with Mission 4938, and when I'm not chilling at the beach or posing for low quality grainy photos, one of my favorite things to do is to play games, whether it's board games, video games, role playing games, or tabletop strategy games. I just can't get enough of them, and that's what I'm here to talk about. On Sundays with Squatch, I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite things about these games, the lore, how to play, some of my favorite ways to play. And one of the big ones I'm going to be talking about is World of Warcraft. Warcraft started a long time ago as a strategy game and has gained so much popularity. It's obviously the most popular online role-playing game, but it's more than that. There are lots of books, lots of lore, which we'll be talking about. Whether you like the Horde or the Alliance, you can get more than your share of great books to read. There's also a big community that just loves to paint and build miniatures that are based on World of Warcraft. And I didn't know this, but there's also a World of Warcraft role-playing game, so we'll be diving into that from time to time. Another great game I'm going to be talking about is Dungeons and Dragons, of course. Probably the most popular role-playing game ever created. You can play the traditional way with paper and dice, and one of the great things about it today online, you can play online with people from all over the world. Dungeons and Dragons also has a great library of video games that are tons of fun. And just like most other games, there are tons of books to explore and expand the lore of these games. And I've read several and they're quite good. One of my other favorite games we're going to talk about on this channel is the tabletop strategy game Warhammer 40K. Now, 40K is most popular probably for the tabletop version of the game, where you play against others and their armies. But for some people, maybe that's not their thing. 40K also has a great library of books that expand upon the lore, and I've read several, and actually that's what got me into it. I started reading the books and I fell in love with the lore, and that's how I got into the games. They also, I haven't played any, but I will, they have their own series of role-playing games that are more like Dungeons and Dragons and things like that, so we'll be exploring that together. And if you're not into that, there's video games on several platforms like Space Marine 2, Rogue Trader, the Dawn of War series. Just about any type of game you could want, that you can find it in Warhammer. The last week of the month, we're going to do something a little bit different. It'll kind of be whatever I feel like talking about, whether it's video games, new book series. I can't get enough of Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I just found out recently that they are going to be, there's a new role-playing game and card game in the works, so I'm looking forward to those coming out and giving those a try and letting you guys know what I think about that. We're going to talk about some other role-playing games that maybe aren't as popular or well-known as Dungeons and Dragons, like Call of Cthulhu, Pathfinder, Rifts, and many others. So be looking for those. There's also a lot of other tabletop games. Warhammer has, if you're not into the futuristic stuff, there's a fantasy version of the game called Age of Sigmar. They also have the license for Lord of the Rings, so they have a Lord of the Rings strategy tabletop game. And there's some others, Warforged, I believe, and there's others. And we'll be getting into those throughout the weeks. And if you guys have anything you want to hear about, lore and games that you'd like me to talk about, leave a comment and I'll be checking those and we'll get that stuff up for you guys. Anyway, this is Sailor Sasquatch. You guys hang loose and have a great day.